predictions on here?
Well, I think that maybe I'm like behind in terms of the meta because there's a lot of new stuff happening here and then at the M5 wildcard. So I would actually like to see how will Imperio execute their lineup. But what's more interesting in Lilgun, for me, I will lean toward Team Imperio.
Ooh, leaning
more
towards
logical.
Imperio. All right. I have a bit of a bias towards Ruby, but I want my prediction to be correct, so I'm torn. But these players are about to clash upon the Land of Dawn for the last time here for our first series of the day. Will it be Team Lilgun with the momentum on their side, or will it be Imperio Esports? Have they made the adjustments they needed?
I just feel like for Imperio, they have to avoid the crazy early game fights that Lilgun are gonna try and rope them in. If they can do that, I think in the late game, like we said, already AoE coming in from the Claude, from the Lilia, they have the healing reduction as well. There are ways here for them to really come out on top, especially against the lower amount of magical damage coming in with an Angela Faramis. So I think execution is more important. If we're looking for the draft overall, I must say, I feel like I would side more for Lilgun just because Imperio, they're shown to be just that much, that feisty to just go all in the early game, and that's dangerous against the Martis, dude.
Switching your prediction this late into the game?
Well, I mean, the prediction is a prediction, but I think it favors them. I didn't say that they're gonna win for sure.
Okay, I get where you're coming from. Looking at the emblems, I don't think anything's too out of the ordinary here overall. What I'm most curious about is which lane is going to get the most pressure this game?
I think it has to be the gold lane still. The Cloud against the Bruno is it's an okay matchup, but look at Steve.
Steve is in a really bad spot. He needs to use that flicker, but it is the first blood. It is the first blood. Team Lilgun has just begun.
They're so efficient, right? Literally every single time Zexora hits level 4 on the Martis, it's go time. It's like, let's use that Decimate cooldown the moment we get it.
It's almost like Imperio doesn't respect it. They should know, man. They like playing that style as well, but when they're on the receiving end, they just seem to kind of get lost. And with the Uranus as a factor right here, they're gonna need some more items to actually be able to take down the Uranus. So I think they have to be a lot more careful here. There's just no way I think they can really brute force the early game.
Yeah, especially with the Angela Martis combo. Aizen's not even level 4 and he's
By not having that flicker, he should be punished once again and again and again. Stevie is down for the second time in a row and Team Lilgun just precedes the turtle duty, but Marquinhos with that flicker, with the ultimate son on the flicker, but they are still committing to it. Aurora is coming from the back line and also to Rizla is dealing some good damage. Aizen is trying so hard to be that annoying, and he is annoying. He doesn't need to try so hard. Imperio team pulls back and the turtle goes safely to the side of Team Lilgun.
Man, the Uranus just annoying, buying so much time for the team, and the Martis just all in on the objectives. It's a deadly combination and it's difficult to deal with. I think Imperio's best move is to just like mirror it and go for other things outside of the map. Aurora can really counter jungle very efficiently with the Boxia, and Imperio, they can just put all the pressure onto Bebex.
Ooh, Bebex in trouble.
He is in trouble. He is indeed in trouble. He needs the Angela ultimate. He needs to survive. He needs to keep that early game going on. Bebex is trying to survive, and Ethan just saved them from an inevitable death.
Yeah, that's a massive win for Team Lilgun. A 4-man gank, and they're not even able to get one kill or any gold shield from the tower. Lilgun are in full control of this early game. The Heart Guard, we already know how dangerous of a tool it is. Both aggressive and defensive utility, and Lilgun are making full use of it.
I feel like Imperio are just tunneling too hard on the team fights, man, because they need someone to really help with the lockdown in these moments. But with the Ruby used for a team fight, and whoa, one-man dive!
He will survive. Oh, I thought he will survive. He cannot deal with that damage, and Marquinhos is trying to annoy Aizen, but you cannot annoy someone who's annoying, right?
I think he can't, there's no way he does enough damage, and he can't really outmaneuver as well, so he has no option but to let the cut happen.
Aizen, his only job here is just to keep Marquinhos in lane. As long as that's done, the Team Lilgun can just go ham across the rest of the map, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Not to mention, the direct counter of Zexora's Martis to Stefe's Ruby is really showing itself, because Steffi cannot find any opportunities to engage. Every single time, the Martis just stands in front of him and doesn't care.
I think the whole idea is to use the shield unity as well as the penalty zone to engage, but no.
Oh, what was that, Marquinhos? What was that? They are still committing such a really perfect gameplay. Stevie's out, Marquinhos out, everyone is out. They started everything, but on the counter, Aizen is finishing it off. Aizen is finishing it off. A triple kill for the side of Team Lilgun. They started that fight, Imperio, but they couldn't just end it.
Got the kill onto Zora, but it just isn't worth trading all of those bodies. Now with the turtle up, I think Team Lilgun can still have the advantage. You're gonna go for it immediately. That's a 2.6k gold swing right off the bat.
Yeah, this is looking pretty bad for Imperio Esport. It was a good start, finally being able to punish Zexora, get his shutdown gold, but losing that many members is never going to be worth it. We're still going to try and force something though. The turtle is back up in the land of Dawn. Team Lilgun already in position, but this time they've sent Bebex to split push the other side of the map. So the longer this takes, the worse it is for Imperio.
It is not just a turtle dance, might be a dance with a high chance to lose it, and now they do lose it. Look at Aizen, he is shut down. That was needed for Team Imperio, and they do get what they wanted. Ethan is still alive, but just on that Netherland. Oh, that was cold. That was a cold retribution. That was a cold execution. He's still going for it, and he gets that double kill. He gives them okay. I'm okay. Are you okay? I'm okay. I'm getting that turtle. I'm getting that double kill, and Team Lilgun are still in the lead.
And they're not even able to punish Bevex, split pushing down in the bottom lane. As time goes on, Lilgun is just running away with more and more from this game. And as more structures fall, the less of the map Imperio has to play with.
They're just not playing these fights right. I mean, they went all in for the objective right there against a Martis, who I believe had like a level advantage. So I think they could have gone for the members of Lilgun first. But now Aizen just doing his thing again and again. There is damage available for Imperio, but Aizen needs to watch his step.
Oh, he should go in. He should come in. You didn't want to come in, right? Now you should deal with the consequences of your own choice. Aizen was there and he survived, but I think at this point, Framis was like a side casualty.
He had the nether realm available, but he did not even get to pop it, or he thought it wasn't necessary. Either way, it's a small victory for Imperio, but they have to really, this lack of a lockdown, man. I said I expected like a Franco or something. That's the problem. Fashion has damage, we're seeing it, but he can't land it when everyone is just moving around so rapidly. With the speed boost from the Angela, with the dashes from the Uranus, there's so many ways that Team Lilgun can avoid the damage of this Lilia.
Unfortunately, Steffi's role in this game has really been reduced because Aizen and Zexora can so easily out-micro him on the map. But it was a very good split fight by Marquinhos to be able to get that kill in the first place. Forbid actually didn't need to die there. So if Imperio are still able to find these opportunities, they still have a chance. The net worth difference is not that big yet, though. It's a lot more than you would want at this stage.
Well, we saw that was what happened last game. See, they have to be a bit more controlled. Now they're going for a pickup right here, but what are they going to try and use? There's nothing there, and now they get cut off by the Uranus.
But they are now in a really bad position. Team Imperio are now between the hands of Team Lilgun if they want to go in, but there you see it. It was a really bad execution with that penalty zone, but there's the ultimate of Zexora. If he can't go in, Marquinhos is out, CP is out, and look at this. It is a massacre happening at the bot lane, and also Bibix goes in. Bibix wants to get that kill, even if he was like threatened by the fire of that turret. Bibix wants to get that kill, even if it means his life. Even if it means his life. Even if it means his life. His life has been valued, and Team Imperio are now wiped out.
I'm now realizing that the Team Lilgun, the tower line is more of a suggestion. It's like, maybe you should avoid it. And they're like, how about no?
Dude, Bavix with the huge balls, they do so much damage there. Just life-stealing back up against 1v1 against Ur on the Claude. Showing again the big power spike from the Has claws that he's built up. Man, they got a shutdown on the Martis, but now Ethan has to flash kill the Oasis. It's gonna be even harder to really get a value pick off. And that was all things considered, pretty good for Imperio. They missed the penalty zone, they missed the I'm offended, and somehow, some way, they get something. They could have gotten absolutely nothing at all.
Forbid is now in a really bad position, but he goes back to his teammates. NetherRealm has been triggered right now, and Aurora is in a really bad place, and the land is lava, but this time it is not your time. Baxia, he's out, and he's gonna be missed at the time of the Lord.
Aizen?
Oh, Aizen's trying to escape, but here he comes.
Damage.
Poppy, boom! He comes in, and Ethan saves Aizen. Not just that, Aizen is still committing and just dealing such damage and just dealing such amount of annoying. This guy is annoying. He's playing an annoying hero, and he is getting under the skin of Team Imperio.
They can't prevent him from popping the consecration.
Yeah, that has to be so demoralizing for Imperio Esports. They literally used everything on this one player, and he couldn't touch him. Aizen just standing there taunting with his very presence. And now the Lord is going to be pushing in. Only the first Lord of the game, so it shouldn't be too difficult to defend. But with an already 8k net worth lead for Team Lilgun, they're looking for as many as they can get.
Who will be lucky enough to get that Poppy boom bless from you, Ethan? Let's see together if this Lord will be effective for the side of Team Lilgun. They do have that momentum, they do have that damage, and Bebex wants to take that top lane with the balls. He's trying, and he is, let's say, he is dealing so much damage, but he couldn't get that turret.
Oof. Okay, no base towers taken just yet. Now we're back to the same situation. It's an 8k gold lead, and there is good clear, there is crowd control available. Lilgun, I don't think, can just all in brute force. You look at the items for Ur, he does have the core items. On top of that, also the corrosion side. So he has damage, and I think he's the only real one that can be relied on to really carry in the late game right here. Fashion has damage as well, but it's just a bit too unreliable unless they're kiting backwards into their own base. That is where they have to try and, gamble it out, go for that 50-50 team fights. Or they can just try and fight Team Lilgun as the Lord. But if they want to do so, they have to try and find the picks, man. They have to try and take 1v1 for one for maybe the gold lane or the mid lane, because otherwise they don't win it out in the overall damage output.
Yeah, I think Imperio Esports basically just needs to be more patient right now. They cannot allow themselves to get taunted too easily by Team Lilgun, because it's already clear at this stage, even if they dump all of their ultimates into Aizen, he's just gonna shrug it off like nothing happened. They gotta wait for more opportune moments, because until now, Marquinhos especially has been very desperate to find the catch that his team needs, and Team Lilgun is just maneuvering very safely, not to mention the NetherRealm and Heartguard on top of that.
I might be looking wrong, but I think Aizen has just built a fleeting time.
Did he?
Oh, really?
You have to look at the items.
I gotta see that.
He doesn't want to die.
Items, but I think it's there, and that is insane. That means that this is a bit more aggressive than you would expect, because he's using it in expectation of getting a kill or an assist. That is insane, and it might just be next level, man. That could be exactly what they require. For now, though, I think Team Lilgun, knowing that the Lord is about to be up, they're not willing to actually venture into the jungle of Imperio, just in case someone gets jumped on.
Yeah, I think it's a smart choice. They still gotta give some respect to their opponents, because as long as that patience is exercised, there's still a lot of catch. And Ur is definitely starting to build up damage. The Trinity is already completed, so he is a legitimate threat if Lilgun is not careful. They already faced their punishment in game 1. They're not gonna let that repeat.
Wave on the bottom side pushing here. Actually, it's so close to the base of Imperio, it might just rebound back towards Lilgun. But no, Ur goes to clear it out. And for Team Lilgun, yes, they're ahead, but they can't really have the same kind of damage output to rush it. And Steve,
the penalty zone. The penalty zone, he goes in, and on the other side, Poppy Moon is coming now, and Bebex is in, having that blast. Bebex is having that blast, and Aizen is saying, just keep them coming. Keep them coming, it's just a stack for me. Keep your damage coming. He goes down, and Team Imperio now is in a really bad place, losing 2 members, having not enough amount of damage to deal with that minion rush that's coming from the bot lane. 5 members attacking from the side of Team Lilgun. They might just finish it here, they might just finish it now, but they will wait for that Lord push.
not patient enough. Again, there's no reason for Imperio Esports to force these engagements. You're trying to start the fight on Aizen, which is literally the worst target you could go for. And I do like that Yer was trying to aim down Bebex, but there needs to be an understanding. At this stage, Bruno can easily 1v1 the Claude. So Imperio Esports are just digging themselves into a deeper hole.
It was just a bit too difficult for it to really work out, man. Unless Snippet gets a better target, I don't think there's any value in making that play. And right now, with the waves coming in, finally, it's going to be a 50-50 right here. Can they make something happen? I mean, the Blazing Duet has been out-damaged, out-sustained by Bebex, but now,
with the
Marquinhos.
goal difference, worlds apart between both teams. The penalty zone has been triggered. Yeah, but it is here now. I asked for it. Here he comes, Marquinhos. Look at that hook. Look at that hook. You cannot do any damage because of the nether realm passive. And look, they are still committing so much casualty. They are still taking and demanding Team Imperio Esports to pull down. They are taking so much damage than they can handle, but that's why the Angela is there. That's why Angela and Ethan have your back. Team Lilgun are still taking so much turrets, dealing so much damage, and the minions will just take care of the rest. The minions will just take care of the rest. A reverse sweep once again for Team Lilgun.